and at 12 o'clock, and it's 12:01. No, just kidding. So glad all of you guys could come. Welcome to our business meeting, March 4th. And we'll start off with our slides here. Okay.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. She wanted to skip celebrating our wins, but we won't let that happen. So I would love, let's say, 2 items of gratitude for this past week. Or, past 2 weeks. I'll give you a little bit, but yeah. Go for it.
I cold called a facility owner, had an appointment a couple weeks ago, listing went live yesterday. It's all the way in Martinsville though, so.
That's a listing, yeah. In Martinsville or not, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Too bad. They need a lot of work done selling it for under 200.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, if you know of anyone, gang, who's looking in Martinsville, Nick's the guy to call. So yeah, any others?
Oh, sorry.
No, you can. Yeah.
No, I don't have anything else.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Any other gratitude items? Right in.
Going to Florida.
Going to Florida, and then what do you got, Megan?
I have a personal one. So my son is headed to China on Monday, study abroad for a minute. So say a prayer because Mama's freaking out. But it's a really exciting opportunity for him.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, good job, Mama, letting him go out into the world, and yeah, we'll send our thoughts as he goes. So perfect, gang. All right, so we got our wins, and then yes, birthdays. Janice, you just had yours this past week, so yeah, and then anyone else coming up here? All right, we've got more next week, so yeah, happy birthdays in advance. And obviously, guys, we have a meeting right now. You made it. So yeah, with our new schedule, we've got 1st and 3rd, March 18th coming up, and then April 1st and April 15th. Okay, so I don't know if there are any tickets still available. There are people who are coordinating rides, but this is
for free today.
2 tickets that we're going to be giving away for free today. So that is exciting. For those of you who have not signed up, this is the AI class that we were all asking for, wanting, and desiring. So this is in the Ohio Valley region. There are people that are coordinating. It's going to be good. Raise your hand if you've gone to a workshop online or in person with Lauren Lucas. Yeah, it's worth doing. She basically had her whole team leave in one night, and she picked up AI and turned it into a thriving business. Like, she is diving in with all the different apps at all times. You're gonna learn a lot for those that are coming.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to that tomorrow. I'm driving. There is 1 spot available in my car, and Val's got 2 tickets. Period.
We'll figure out how to get you there.
Yeah, and I can direct too.
Yeah.
So
We're
if
getting there. It's included. If you're interested, come see me after me.
you trust my driving, you can ride with me. We got your free ticket.
It's not bad. It's a little nerve-wracking.
What's that?
Did open your
I will wear the glasses. What's that?
how do you fit them all in your Porsche?
We'll take my
Seatbelts
wife's
fit
car.
over too. Seatbelts fit over too. It's fine.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yes, our annual breakfast. Who all has RSVP'd here? Oh my gosh, love you guys. Well done. Who has not RSVP'd? Okay. I was just seeing if you'd raise your hand, but yeah. So Tuesday, March 10th. Rich Charles just over on the other side. We'll 9:30 to 11:30. We look forward to seeing you all there and celebrating. It's been a great year, and we're thankful for all of you. Yes, and the $1 million table. So Monday, March 16th at noon at the Monterey Coastal. There are a few of you who all went to that event, the first one last time. So yeah, Kevin, you were there, right? At the millionaire? Yeah. Millionaire. I can talk. But yeah, so you will receive an invite for that. It's for everyone who's earned 1 million in production in the previous month. That will be a repeating event. The Summit Tile and the Kuchiks are putting together. So yeah, something to look forward to strive towards. It was a great meal last time when I went. So yeah, keep closing. Yeah. And then there's me, Cabra Collective. So yeah, we had 6 people who were able to come. just our first one, and it's something of we started out with the economic model of working towards goals. We're going to be working towards an actual action plan over the next month. So the next one is March 25th at 11 a.m. We're going to actually have it in the family room for the next one. So, feel free if you are someone who has capped in the past and wants to do it more consistently, or you've never capped before, this is the mastermind for you. We're going to be working towards growing your business month over month. So, and Shred Day, April 16th, 10 a.m. to noon. This is a great event, especially right after taxes. They, get rid of all those different items for you. I know that my wife actually even asked when the next one's going to be. So you can use it as a reach out to your clients, for yourselves and all the different documents. And no need to remove staples. It says attention please, or rubber bands or paper clips.
All the marketing materials without if you want to send a postcard or do it up.
Maybe the March one
For that, it's on Facebook or just talk to me and I'll
can
send it to you.
do.
Perfect. Appreciate that, Val. Okay, and Red Day. So May 14th, third phase. It's up in Noblesville off of Allisonville Road, like just a little bit north of 146. It is something where we have helped there in the past. I don't know all the different tasks, but we do know that we're officially going to be doing there. We're going to have more details to come as we go, but volunteers are definitely needed for the planning committee. And yeah, we appreciate you guys reaching out. Right? Lunch sponsor, Colin, come on up. Cutco. I actually use Cutco knife myself with Colin, so yeah, I'll let you
Awesome.
take the space there.
Thanks. Yep. So my
I've
name's
got a
Colin.
little timer for you.
Yeah.
here.
All right. My name's Colin Hermer. I work with Cutco Gifting. Basically, I just help agents brand themselves long term with their closing gifts. So a couple quick stats I want to start out with. 85% of Americans said they love the realtor, but can anyone in here guess what percent can actually name their agent after 2 years?
16%.
16%. Yep. So for over the last 30 years, that number has fallen anywhere between 9 and 17%. So pretty crazy. So think about that. Say you had 20 closings last year. That means on average, you're only going to hear from 2 or 3 of those clients ever again. And when it comes to closing gifts, what are some common ideas, common things you've seen out there that people have given out as a gift?
Gift cards.
Gift cards are always popular, right?
Wine.
Bottles of wine, gift baskets, right? And what happens to those after just a month or two?
They get thrown out.
They're gone, right? And so when you are giving a gift, a couple things we like to focus on, something that has longevity, that sticks around for a really, really long time, and something that is used on a daily or at least a weekly basis. Now, show of hands, who in here is familiar with Cutco? Cool. Keep your hand up if you own Cutco personally. Awesome. Quite a few of you. For those of you who aren't super familiar with us, we're basically the Rolex, the Rolls Royce of kitchen knives. Super high quality, top of line products. American made, everything's guaranteed forever. So if you're familiar with Snap-on tools, we're basically the Snap-on of the kitchen. We take that product, you can take a look later, but we put your logo, your tagline, whatever you want to put on there. So the whole idea is every single time someone's using that knife, they're going to be thinking about you. They're looking at your name. The average person is going to use a knife or a pair of scissors 5 times a week. That's 250 plus marketing touches. On top of that, we get a tax write-off. So if you didn't know this, $25 is the most you can legally write off per client per year for a closing gift. However, when you brand your gift, you can write off 100% of that. You just simply write it off as advertising instead of as a closing gift. And then we also have a nice system that we put in place for you. So instead of having to individually shop for every single closing gift that you have, basically with just one quick phone call with me, I help you map out your entire gifting system over the course of the year. You can take advantage of Cutco's quantity discounts. So for example, say you did 25 homes last year, you can order at our 25 gift level. You could be billed over 6 or 12 months interest free. And then we ship you all the gifts ahead of time. So you have your personal stash of gifts. You can just grab and go, and it's really easy. And then I'm doing a raffle today for a free Cutco knife. Who likes free stuff? Great. To get entered into the raffle, go ahead and grab your phone. So just give everyone a second to grab your phone. And what you'll want to do is pull up the text app. You're going to text me your name and your email to get entered into the raffle. My number is 248-763-8272. I'll say it one more time just so everyone got it. 248-763-8272. Name and email to get entered in the raffle. If you got any questions, come see me after. Thanks.
All right, then our partner spotlight summit title. Yay!
All right, so as of March 1st, FinCEN is upon us. For those not familiar, it is any non-financed or hard money lender transaction involving a trust LLC, anything like that. There are, I think, 94 points of data on the seller side and 111 on the buyer side that need to be collected. So we do have a printout for you guys that we can either pass out, or I don't know how we're gonna do that. But just so you're aware, the title company cannot help fill that form out. We're just purely data collection. And that is all. So just get yourself familiar with the forms because it is a lot.
What is it called again? We have a.
FinCEN,
Can you spell that?
FINCEN.
I think we have information in the front copy.
There is, yeah. And as of March 1st, it is now upon us. So yeah, get familiar with the forms because it is a big new thing that is being implemented by the government. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it at this time. Also, we are not aware of what it will be yet, but we are working through with the underwriter. It is a fair bit of extra work per transaction, so there will be a charge on FinCEN files, just so everybody's aware. That is something that's pretty much being implemented across the industry of the title world. So there are digital forms available if anybody wants one, but yeah, we'll get those forms passed out. Just make sure to get yourself familiar, Jordan.
Real quick, it's on the investment side is trying to stop. fraud.
Yeah, so it's an anti-money laundering thing. If it's a hard money lender and they do have an anti-money laundering system, then we're good. But if it's cash transaction involving trust, LLC, any type of entity, it will be subject to FinCEN.
So if you're buying, anybody who's now buying a property under an LLC will have to fill out that entire document.
If there's a lender that has an anti-money laundering system in
Okay.
place, then
If
no.
it's cash,
If it's cash, yes.
like,
Or private.
cash, you do not.
Cash or private money.
Sign.
No, you do have to. Yeah, if it's cash or private money, you do. If there is a lender with an anti-money laundering system, you do not.
And so if you buy it, you can't quit claim after the fact to an LLC. You do the quit claim after the fact, you have to do.
That is correct.
And is there a process time frame to hear back on this, on whether you're good?
There is, so once we're still learning ourselves, I think every title company still is. So I'm not exactly sure what the time frame is on that, but once we receive the information, we then have to report that to the FinCEN Department of the Government, and within 30 days of closing, there you go. So within 30 days of closing, it needs to be reported.
Okay.
There's
Kinda like
no
how we
current
get-
action. It's here. It's here, it's not going anywhere. They kicked it 6 months down the curve in the fall. They're not kicking it any further. So now any cash buyer, like you said, it's buying with an entity or an LLC,
It's just additional paperwork. It's
It's-
not like
it's
a,
about 4 hours more work of work per buy for the title company.
right,
It's a lot of extra work.
but you can't get like denied.
No, oh,
Close.
no,
You
they're
report it.
coming out, though. They wanna take these LLCs, this trial.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna affect the closing. at all.
That's what.
Yep, yeah, okay, no, it's not gonna affect the fact that
Thank
we
you,
can
sorry.
close.
Yeah.
It's not an approved denied thing, but the government needs the information.
Underwriters and title companies will now issue you are not to close. That's 100% built out before you walk into the housing. And it's a lot, so it's a lot. If your people start dragging their feet and they refuse to give their information, they don't close, and there is nothing we can do about it. So the underwriters are all.
There will be, yes.
American Republic, if these are not 100% filled out prior to your closing date, do not close on your.
So
Just FYI.
we had a client yesterday, an elderly gentleman, 83 years old. He is trying to fill this out, has no clue how to answer many of these questions. We go to Summit Title and they're like, we can't help there. So me as an agent and my husband, we want to get knowledge up so we can hold their hand through this process.
We
So
have
I don't know if we
videos.
can.
Can you teach an online class, like a Zoom class, or have you have
Yeah,
videos?
we have
There
videos
is.
to know
Dana, do you know if
the
Andy
steps
can
and
get access to that
explain
webinar?
trying to- We'll link those out.
Okay.
I sent her a link to a webinar. That works. We can make that available.
Unfortunately, the underwriters told the title company, these are federal regulations stuff, we cannot do the ones, like, we can't fill out the
you
1099s, we
got it.
cannot fill, we cannot do the ones to fill these out. Because we're data functional, so, because we can't run the hook for that if something's given to us inaccurate. We have to have paperwork to show that it's given to us inaccurate, you know.
If you can send us information from the Facebook page and the weekly email, that's what we'll do.
So just know, we're all in this together, we'll get through it, and it's gonna get easier, I know, but right now it is a really massive change, so.
What is the fee, you know?
Title companies right now, we've heard into either $100 to $300, so we're kind of figuring out what we're gonna fall in that spectrum, but it's, I don't know what the other title companies, but our underwriter said they've seen 100 of 300, but so. We'll fall somewhere in the middle of all that.
Yeah, that's Vincent. If you have any questions, just let us know.
Thank you.
Fun stuff.
All right, Mark, come on up.
All right, good morning, everybody. Mark Kuchik with Cross Country Mortgage. Do you know 70% of homeowners today are not living in their ideal home? Anybody know that stat? Or do you think I made it up? We found that most home buyers would actually move, home sellers and buyers would actually move if they found their right house, okay? If they were asked the right questions, if they got fully engaged and knew what was possible. So people will typically make decisions based on their emotions, but then they have to back it up with logic, right? So when people get excited about the thought of, oh, I need a home for an extra bedroom, a basement, but then guess what happens? Logic kicks in. Oh my gosh, can I afford this? How much is it going to cost me? What's my payment, etc. So we put together a dream home calculator. It's the website is not launched yet, but it literally asks 4 questions that are going to get them thinking about what their dream home could look like, and then we're going to back it up, showing them data, numbers, how they can afford it. And it's going to be an eye opener for a lot of people because they get to realize how much of that equity can translate into the next home to get them where they want to be. So it's all about asking the right questions. On our website, we're doing a class called Just List, Just Sell, Just Win, and we're going to teach you the strategy. And again, it's going to take a lot off of your plate, so you're not the one asking the questions where their guards up. It's going to be a third-party website that we control that will elicit this, and then we present them with the presentation of what they could, what their dream home could look like, and what the numbers are to get them excited, and all that. So we'll talk more about that. Our class is March 25th. Cooper's Hawk from 11:45 to 1:30. Then our next event is going to be winning with objections. Every time we've done this, it literally is sold out. So I think we're on our 6th event now, or 7th event. This is going to be at Ciala Ranch. It's an art community at 161st Street near the Monon, so just west of 31. So if you've not attended this yet, again, this is one I think everybody should. It's the top 11 objections that you guys get every single day from buyers and sellers. We put together how to overcome those objections in a meaningful way so that there's neuro-linguistic programming. There's a call to action, and it's just dynamite ways for you to help you guys convert. And then next we've got our Let's Get Social, which ties into today. So as an agent, a single agent, many of you are, it's impossible to wear all the hats that you're supposed to wear. I don't know how some of you actually do it and do your job very well as you do. As a lender partner, we know, we can step in and help you in various ways. Social is one of those ways we can help you. We have, a lot of you have taken advantage of it, but different social postings, it could be social media postings, it could be for open houses, it could be anything. So we've got Let's Get Social. So the QR code here, if you want to learn more, do it. It's autopilot. We can send you stuff weekly, and you just hit the Facebook post and it just automatically shares it. You do zero work. This is all relevant stuff to the market. It's engaging for your clients, and it will make you look good. And then lastly, we've got our March Madness watch party, which is going to be Thursday, the first day of NCAA tournament, March 19th from 2 to 6. So it's an open house, come and go. There'll be a lot of your peers there. Good time to catch up with people, we'll have food and drinks, and look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you.
So I have a message for you today. So I just wanted to let you know that by this summer, KW is changing its signing platform to Lone Wolf Transact, and it will replace DocuSign. If you have questions, because this could go in a deep trail right here, go ahead and scan that QR code, and you will have a lot of Q&As, and they'll be answered in there. If you're a Dotloop user, you can continue to use Dotloop. If you're a DocuSign user, you can continue to use DocuSign. It will just now be a separate fee. Lone Wolf Transact will be what is included in your monthly fee. And the transition won't just happen overnight. It'll happen over the spring. Come see me more about it. I'm still learning about it, and I have looked at Lone Wolf Transact. It looks pretty user friendly to me. But just know that DocuSign will no longer be Keller Williams' platform for signing their preferred partnership. So just go ahead and scan that or come see me if you have questions.
Yes, well, so Cam, I wanted to introduce you, or Val, and just talk more about this, which is a big deal.
Awesome. So Val, Roger, Mike Lyons, myself, we all just came from an event at the Realtor Foundation down at Mybor. And our office earned the top transactional giving for any brokerage in Central Indiana, which is amazing. So you guys, crazy enough. So we have won this award for many, many years. And last year we actually lost it with the changes that were happening in command and stuff like that. We actually had to manually go in to sign up for transactional giving to the Realtor Foundation. I think we got a lot of that sorted out, which is why we're back on top again. We want to make sure that we earn this. This is becoming more and more competitive. Actually, KW Indy Metro South was the second place. So they are definitely trying to fight for this title. If you have not signed up for transactional giving, you can do that. You actually have to be the one to do that directly in command. You can work with Kristen, you can work with Ashley to set that up. One of the things I want to challenge you guys is if you're not already doing transactional giving, please start. Val and myself both serve actively on the Realtor Foundation board of directors. I'm also the secretary for this year. Roger has been involved with the foundation for years. There's several people in this room that have served on the board or been involved with the foundation. Can anybody tell me what they believe the foundation does? And I would actually love it to come from somebody who probably doesn't know what the Realtor Foundation does. What do you believe the Realtor Foundation's purpose is? Kevin?
Does it help fight homelessness?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. How many of you believe that it's to help realtors that are struggling? Does anybody have that stigma? That's a stigma we hear a lot. Good. We love to hear that. A lot of people think that we are that this money all goes to Mybor because it is directly connected with Mybor. That's also, while we are directly connected with Mybor, the Realtor Foundation runs completely independent. We have our own finances, we have budget meetings, we have all kinds of committees. Mybor is a tool and an arm that we use to access the membership, but it is not directly with Mybor. We do solve homelessness. That is our mission each and every single day, every month. We sit down with organizations. Last year, we granted over $200,000 out to organizations all throughout Central Indiana that are actively working to end homelessness, not just solve it, but end it. And so every single dollar that is raised, whether you come to the golf outing, the Mybor, or you do transactional giving, thank you guys so much. It helps us a lot when we have a lot of money to be able to give out, because as you know, state and federal funding is continuously being cut for these organizations. And it is more and more of a struggle to help the people that not necessarily are the people on the street corner that we all actively see. And that kind of gets the stigma of what homelessness is. But it's the mother who had to choose between going to work or taking care of her sick child and ends up losing her job. And now they're sleeping in their car and then they can't afford gas and they're couch surfing. Those are the kinds of stories that we hear each and every day. So again, kudos to you guys. Number one, transactional giving for an office. If you haven't signed up for transactional giving, please do. And if you're already... Yes. Okay. Even better. Talk to the MCA office. And if you're already giving, I challenge you to make this year your top giving year and increase your donations if you can. So thanks, guys.
All right. Okay.
Sorry.
So a couple of things wanted to update you guys on the insurance side of things. So obviously there's had the storm and there were some tornadoes and stuff in I think Bloomington area, that sort of thing. So a couple updates with roof. Good news is while a lot of companies have gone to like 10 years is all the longer they'll do full replacement costs on a roof. After that, it goes to a actual cash value payment schedule, meaning every year older, it's a little bit less that it's going to be valued before it, it's paid out on. we have a couple carriers that will do up to 15 years. And just recently we had a carrier who decided they're going to go back to 20 years. So we've got a lot more options than kind of your average insurance agent's going to have. The other thing to note too, and this is like for you guys as realtors, you know, when as far as the, you know, home inspection and those types of things, you guys, many of you are very good at when there's issues negotiating that as part, you know, I've seen plenty of you negotiate new roofs for your clients during closing. They're looking, a lot of carriers now are starting to use aerial imagery. So I've even seen in the quoting process, underwriting flags come up. I'm actually able to go in and see the same aerial imagery, and I can see like missing shingles and trees, even if they're too much of it's hanging over the roof. They'll say there's too much of an overhang. There's concerned about obviously the branches falling down, hitting the house and damaging it. So there's a lot of those types of things. So not that it's your responsibility per se for the insurance side of things, but those are things that we're going to get caught up with, and we'll have to obviously deliver to your client as we're helping to quote those things out. So things to look for, potentially, you know, requests from the other to the seller's agent. If you notice some of those things, that will obviously help on the insurance side, because if they won't accept it, obviously, because of the risk involved, either the roof's too old, it's too beat up, there's, you know, trees hanging over. If one carrier has that issue, many of the others are going to as well. It's gonna be very hard to get them insured. So just some things to think about, but wanted to let you know we've got some more options for longer full replacement cost coverage.
Question. So some insurance companies are now not providing evidence of insurance until they're within 2 weeks of closing. And that was never really the case. 30 was standard, 30 days.
Typically, our carriers don't like it if we issue more than 30 days in advance. So we try to
20 days, even they don't want to, you know, that holds up to clear to close. I didn't know if that's another trend.
We have maybe. I mean, I have not. That hasn't been communicated to us that like we can't issue. I mean, I've
What's the
issued.
risk of issuing it and then it being the closing date?
I honestly, I don't know that there really is one. I just know that when it's that far in advance, there are a lot of times, like sometimes carriers will only have quotes are good for 30 days or 60 days. And so I don't know if it's just the numbers, the money game, trying to make sure that it's closer. If there's an opportunity for the premium to go up, that they're capitalizing on that. But there's not really a disadvantage other than on our side or even your side, if the closing date then moves. You know, hey, we're going to close 3 days earlier. Well, sometimes it will change like the policy numbers. It's technically a cancel rewrite. And so it's still affecting that like closing paperwork potentially, right? It's like, well, policy number's different. So you gotta make sure you update that. So there's some of those admin details, but beyond that, I don't know that there's a reason why they would say you can. And we haven't had that communicated from any of our carriers.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else? All right, thanks.
Awesome. Well, could we have our panel of Derek Gutting, you know, Sean Harwick, Dana Holt, Megan Porterfield come up for the Hofstra Family Reunion, please?
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm the moderator today. So does everybody know what family reunion is? Anybody not familiar? Perfect. Okay. The first things first, I'm sure you guys are all wondering why I have these goofy glasses. I know that's what everybody's thinking, so I'm gonna get that out of the way first. So I had eye surgery a couple weeks ago and I had to wear these for a couple weeks. So I've been asked a lot of questions. No, I'm not getting ready to play racquetball. No, I'm not getting ready to go do any welding, and I'm not gonna go ride a motorcycle. These are UV protected and they also allow me to read. So I'll try to keep them off as much as possible so they don't mess up my good looks. But when I have to read, I will put them down. So is everybody familiar with our panel up here?
Yes.
Okay. So is anybody out here that has been to family reunion before? Raise your hand. Gotcha. Is there anyone that wants to go that has never been? Awesome. Okay. So I usually don't, I admit I don't go to family reunion very often. And that's a bad thing. This is my second time going. It's tough to get me out to go to things, but once I go, I'm like, man, I should go to this more often. So if you haven't been and you want to go, go. If you don't want to go, you should want to go. But just, keep that in mind. Take it from someone. I'm very stubborn. I'm always like, man, I don't want to go. But I go, I enjoy it. I learn things. I get to know people in the office better. So really, I encourage you, if you have a chance to go, go. And if you don't think that you have the means, let one of us know and we'll make sure you get there. Want to talk a little bit about my experience at Family Reunion this year. I've got two things that I really want to talk about that I got out of it. Tori and I went, any of you guys, nobody went to the CEO Summit, right? Except for Tori and I.
Yeah.
So the day before Family Reunion, they have what's called the CEO Summit. And Tori and I were both lucky enough to go this year. They talked a lot about customer service. That was like the key that they spoke about the whole time. And they had a couple people up there. They had a gentleman, I don't remember his name. He owns several high-end restaurants around the country.
Will Gadara.
Was it?
Will Gadara.
Will Gadara. Anybody know who he is?
What
restaurant? Ever heard of him?
Unreasonable Hospitality. He also was the owner and producer of The Bear. If you know, just that there, his restaurant, he basically based the show to a degree off of his restaurant and some of the different things. So.
And he got #1 restaurant in the world right before he sold the restaurant. Yeah. So some of the things that he said that he's done and that he continued to do for his clients was just unbelievable. They would kind of, I wouldn't say spy, but almost listen to their patrons while they were eating and kind of listen to why they were there and what they wanted. And then they would go above and beyond to make it happen. Now, they said there was one couple that came in and their family got in a fight when they were getting married. So they didn't have their wedding and they just kind of eloped. So they got the whole staff together after the restaurant closed. They emptied everything out of one room. They found out what their song was supposed to be. They played that song, entered them into the room, and had their first dance. So just, amazing customer service things that we can all improve on our business, and it'll mean a lot. So that was one thing. And then the other one was the vision speech. If you haven't seen the vision speech, we can all go to Command. It's in there.
We're showing it on today.
We're showing it at 1 today. That is Gary Keller getting up and he talks about, what he thinks is going to happen in the market. I feel like a lot of times when I'm talking to friends, clients, they ask about the market. They see what they think the market is doing on the news, and it's never exactly what the market's doing. So what Gary does, he uses raw data and kind of gives it to us and interprets it. So we want to make sure that we are giving our clients data and not opinions. And that's kind of what the vision speech is for me. So let's move forward. All right, guys, I got some questions here, which you guys all have too. So hopefully you have some very uncanned responses prepared. So who wants to start?
What's the question?
Derek. All right.
Serious.
What was the most important practical shift you took away from Family Reunion?
Well, Family Reunion or social media, Con?
Family Reunion.
Oh, well, okay. Shouldn't ask. It's basically AI and social media is here. Is if we don't like it, it's going to be here. And if you don't embrace it, you'll be out of business in 5 years. And it was really, 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 that's not me saying that's Gary V. That's not Gary Keller, but Gary V. It's a little shocking and scary to me as a non-AI social media person. I do a little bit, but I have to embrace it. And, there's going to be AI, which we can get scripts and learn everything from AI, right? And then just throw it out there. But you got to be authentic. And that's where you have to show your face. You're going to have to use your voice. And you just totally have to be you. I hate video, right? And the guy on stage is like, well, it's just your face. Well, I know, but I just hate it, right? I cannot be on a video, and I'll be really raw here. I had alopecia areata, so I've lost eyebrows and eyelashes about 15, 20 years ago. And I used to be more of a ham and everything, could be on camera, and I loved it. But now it's like, I could sit there and talk to people, but then you put a camera in front of me, and I don't want to see it at all. And I absolutely hate it. But again, it's who I am. I'm on video all day long. I'm talking to you. I'm I'm on your video, right? And you're looking at it and you're like, well, I don't even notice your eyebrow. But I personally struggle with this. So it scares me where we're going. And Sean, you made a comment, like we're talking about social media to me and you really resonate or really made me feel good. She's like, I was talking about, man, I gotta be on video. And, oh, you'll be great on video. And I'm like, no, I'd be horrible on video. What are you talking about? It's the last thing I want to do. But ultimately, we have to embrace it. It's absolutely going to be here. And the AI is the other thing on that aspect is we have to learn it, get involved, don't be overwhelmed by it. And I like to do this because they did it at family reunion. Raise your hand if you were using Chat GPT 2 years ago to do a search. 3. Did you use it in the last 12 months? Raise your hand. That is where we're going, guys. That's absolutely where we're going. It's no longer Google, it's Chat GPT. You're gonna have to embrace AI. And those are the things that social media and AI just scares me, but I know I have to embrace it.
Anybody got anything to add?
So it took me 13 years as a KW agent to actually drink the Kool-Aid and go to KW, and I'm glad I drank it. I just was, I don't know why I didn't want to go, but I didn't want to go, and I'm so glad that I did. But to Derek's point, the thing that hit me the most was time plus exposure equals a perceived connection. And that just kept resonating the entire time about the social media, kind of creates that I know you effect. And as Derek said, we don't like the way we look on camera. I don't know anyone that does. But Gary Vee was joking. He's like, you don't like your face on camera? Well, that's your face. So, I mean, sorry about Jeff, but that's your face. That's what everybody sees. That's your voice. That's what everybody hears. So just that exposure, that constant exposure and getting out there and doing it with regularity, being consistent with a focus, gives that idea that people know you before they actually know you. And that is all of real estate anyway, is creating that trust and that likability and that sense of I know you and I want to work with you.
Got it. Anybody else? I think that's all very real stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'll add one. I think a big takeaway was just saying like there was a conversation about how many times we think we're the main character in this story as agents, but I'm just saying that we need to see ourselves more as the guide and not the hero. So to get a little nerdy on it, if you think like Lord of the Rings, you know, you've got Gandalf who comes in and says, hey, here's an event that's happening. I need you to take action on it. And then he guides him along the way. It was a shift for me to just say like, hey, I don't need to be the hero for my clients when it comes to offers or to agents. I'm just saying like, my goal is actually to provide them with the right information to make them in the best light possible so that they feel the level of success rather than lifting myself up. So that kind of shifts on how you do video, how you do AI, how you have those conversations, same where it's not about me, it's about serving others in that regard. And I think that also sticks pretty well with KW culture at the end of the day. So just embracing that rather than yourself, it will make videos and other things easier because it's not saying, hey, this is about my face. This is in fact about the information I can provide my client to help them, you know, do the best that they can. So that was kind of the shift for me in that question thing.
And I'd say with the panel up here, Sean and Dana have probably been the most successful with social media. So I'm going to gear this next question toward you two. What would you say everyone should do today in their business in regards to social media?
You got to post as much as you don't like it. I mean, they said, well, the stat that you used on the Cutco, I mean, the percentage of people who can even recall our name is very small. We think, oh, we had a great transaction. We're the realtor for life. If you're not relevant and on social media, the next flashy real estate agent who comes across their feed likely might get that phone call to list their house, take them out to see. So for me, and I hired somebody, I pay, in my opinion, a very small fee, and she creates 8 pieces of content for me every single month. We sit down, we talk about, you know, what the latest buzzword trend is. We create that content. She posts it for me. She interacts like she's me. She's like, did you see somebody sent you a private message? And I'm like, no, respond. Like, what do they want? So I'm getting better. It's a little out of my comfort zone, but in order to stay relevant in today's market, we have to be on social media. There was I think it was Gary Vee said, you need to be on 7 platforms. Now, I tend to disagree with that. Choose
2 or maybe 3 that you feel like you can post to. So for me, it's Instagram stories and reels. And then so the immediate action item I took was I launched a YouTube channel. It's called At Geist Luxury, because in my market that I want to hyper focus on, there's nobody who's the voice of expertise when it comes to Geist lifestyle homes.
There is now.
So I created a handle. I have a channel launched. We've been up for a week and I've got like over 6,000 views on my channel. I don't know what I'm doing. Trust me. I took a lot of my Instagram reels. I put them over to YouTube. I've also reached out to my luxury listing guy who does video and drone, and he and I are going to come up with like a 90-day roadmap of what we need to do in order to produce long content. I didn't even know what that meant, but so Google, biggest search engine there is, also owns YouTube. So when you consumers are out searching for something, how to change the filter on my whatever, you go to YouTube, right? You want to see that video. You want to hear somebody who knows intimately how to do that thing. Well, the thing and they're, 5, 10, 15-minute videos. So in order to become searchable on this YouTube platform, you have to create these long content videos. So when somebody searches, I'm moving to Indianapolis, I want a lakefront home, they're going to search. YouTube is going to be one of the first things that populate in that feed. So I want them to be driven to my YouTube channel. So I'm getting a little off. So what you can do, you create that 8 to 12 minute, what answers the question that your potential consumer is asking. You answer that question, they go to your YouTube channel, and then there's all these other things that they can see to get to know you, like you, trust you before they pick up the phone and actually call you. So land the plane. YouTube for me was my biggest takeaway. I'm going to focus on YouTube. I'm going to focus on Instagram, and then Instagram automatically feeds Facebook. The other platforms he talked about, Snapchat. I'm not doing Snapchat. TikTok. I'm not doing TikTok. LinkedIn. I hope to get there. That's a very different demographic. That's a professional buyer. So I need to create content that would resonate with, CEOs, CFOs. So we'll get there. So that was my takeaway.
For me, it was more so, for like a one change this month, I would say, like for me, I do a lot of Instagram or short form, but I'm not doing enough social media, and I don't think I'm doing it good enough at the same rate. And so like for me, what that means is I need to get into YouTube this month, like ASAP.
I did it
For
during the
example.
conference. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
Talking, here I go.
So there's the main takeaway for me was that there's just a lot of power in social media, and that's where everything is headed. Has been heading. It's here currently, and where it's going to go going forward too. Like there's just so many people that are addicted to Instagram and social media and Facebook. Like people spend hours there a day. And I think, for example, we sell homes, right? That's the end purpose of why we do social media, is to sell a home. And for me, like home buyers, I forget the statistics exactly, but maybe like 1 out of every 7 years, somebody will buy a house or something to that effect. So like, how can we as realtors stay in people's minds and long enough to when they're finally ready to buy, then we're like on their radar and they contact us. And so for me, it's like, I want to do YouTube. To Dana's point too, YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google. YouTube is larger than Netflix at the same rate as well. And it's free too.
Yeah.
And so, like, yes, you can hire somebody to help you edit, and I will do that myself this month too. But it is really easy to get started on long form or short form. And so I'll bring it all back around to, I guess, if anybody's wanting to get into social media, decide on either short form or long form and not both, because you're not going to have time for both, and it's not the same purpose. Short form content is very different than long form. If you had to decide on one or the other, a little bit is like your personality, what you like to do and what you think that you would like, what content you would prefer. I think there's a lot of power in YouTube though. So I know I do Instagram a lot, but I think there is a lot of power in YouTube. Mark, your hand was raised like midway through and I kept going.
Yeah, you do a great job social, and I think your business is really taking off because of it. How many times a week are you posting on average? Something, I know there's various things that you do, but just
3, not enough. So like short form needs to be 3 to 5. YouTube is one time a week. So
Sean, for people who are just getting started, can you explain the difference between short form and long form video, just for those who are
Sure.
not even at that point?
Short
Just starting
form
there.
is really like a minute or less, and it's just like you need to capture their attention in 1.7 seconds or less. And so like you have to
Jumping
do,
over a house.
yeah.
That was awesome.
And so like one of the keynote speakers was this editor that taught us how to try to grab people's attention. But like short form is like it's meant for Instagram, TikTok, like places where people have a very short attention span, and you just need to like get something out there quick and like catch their attention. YouTube, on the other hand, is 8 minutes plus. Well, it can be anything, but it should be 8 minutes plus. If you do 8 minutes plus, then there's ads that get involved, and YouTube sends out your videos to more people. So it should be longer form. And that's like conversations, and you're getting more personal with people. And so you just spend more time with people on one video. So I think my average time per video spent on a short form video is 9 seconds, like 13 if it's a really, really good video. For YouTube, it's like 5 or 6 minutes. That's the difference.
Okay, thank you.
In just a couple stats, you made a comment. There are more viewers on YouTube TV than Netflix. I thought that was really viewership, not like large company, but the viewership. There's more viewers on YouTube. I thought that was amazing. And then as far as your YouTube content, they call it evergreen. It stays out there. So if you did a video like 5 years ago, why move to Carmel? They're still seeing it. And the stat was 44% of all YouTube videos that are being watched and consumed today are 2 years or older. So that's pretty dang cool when you can create a video and 2-3 years from now, you're getting a lot of leads. So that's the YouTube thing I'm the same with these guys. That's something we need to pick up big time.
And that's what YouTube is owned by Google. And also talking about AI, Gemini is Google.
Yeah.
So, and they were talking about, everyone knows ChatGPT, but the tides are turning to where Gemini is starting to get more use or the use is increasing at a faster rate on Gemini than it is ChatGPT.
You get a free Gemini Pro account through KW as well.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
A lot
you
of us
do.
are going to that AI conference tomorrow because the speaker, Lauren Lucas, you watch her Instagram, she's telling you to get off ChatGPT, and she shows how you can download, archive, and port all that data into Gemini or Claude.
Yeah.
So
And the conference that she is talking about is the one that has a empty seat in my car and a free ticket that Val has that anyone is welcome to use. All right.
Oh, Patty.
So this is ignorant. What is the difference between chat?
I don't know who owns ChatGPT, but Gemini is just owned by Google. Who owns ChatGPT?
OpenAI.
Oh, yeah.
OpenAI. It's just two different companies doing the same thing.
Yeah, but one of the differences that they talked about, so many of us have worked towards Google reviews and gaining Google reviews. Those don't get populated towards ChatGPT. So I'm just saying, because it is a proprietary thing.
Good job, Tori.
Thank you. If you're going to be, say, hey, who's the best realtor in Geist? Well, if Dana is rocking it with Google reviews, everyone loves her. Well, if they're looking on ChatGPT, it's not going to pull from those. So one of the things that they recommended doing was that you need to be taking all of your Google reviews, exporting that information and placing them on your websites, placing them on your different things so that people see those when it gets asked in ChatGPT. Now, they do recommend, hey, because Google is Google, it has the depth and pocket to sustain, any kind of ups and down with an AI bubble that they will grow. They were even saying over 30% over the 30 to 40 over the next 2 to 3 years. So they're going to be, the big staple over time, just because, again, they're Google. So ChatGPT will probably still be a part of that they mentioned, but it's one of those things of, if you're going to use chat, still use it, but I'm just saying, make sure that your reviews that you've worked hard to grab from your clients are everywhere else on your marketing, on your websites and things like that.
They said chat's gonna be like the BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
very soon.
So my next question.
Oh, I got a question.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Sean, this is a question I wanted to ask you. I think there's something that hasn't been addressed that I think is really important to note about what you post on Instagram, and it's that you don't just post real estate content. So I like that you mentioned that around every 7 years, someone might be looking to move again. Well, when you talk about having you be on top of their mind throughout those years before they buy, you post a lot of content that's more localized, as if you're more of like a friendly neighbor than you are just a real estate agent. I want to ask you, how has that helped you generate leads, like with Instagram in your business?
So that type of content is to bring the follower count up quicker. And that's the purpose of like community or restaurant videos. And then the real estate type of content is to get business. And so I need to keep growing my account. And so I do that mixture of different types of content, the community, the restaurants, but that's to bring new people in to the atmosphere. And then I need to, like, if I do that stuff without doing real estate, I will get no real estate business at all. So like, don't do all community or all restaurants, because then nobody will know you're a realtor. But you need to do I just do a mix. That's what I found is helpful.
You pull it in and you strike.
Yeah. There you go.
Jab, right hook, yeah.
Any other questions? All right, the next question, I'm gonna have each of you answer this real quickly with your own answer. What is one way that you currently use AI in your business or that you're planning to do now? Dana?
I use it every single day. As many of you, I do property descriptions. If I've got a heated inspection response negotiation going, I'll put my kind of edgy response in the chat, and then she rewrites it for me.
What's a shit? Huh?
Gemini, or chatty.
That's good.
It doesn't replace my voice, but it just kind of helps take the edge off, because I can tend to be a little, so she helps.
Sean?
For repeat AI prompts, I use Gemini Gems. And if you don't know what it is, just type it on Google or YouTube and watch a video. But it just helps it make stuff quicker if you have the same type of AI questions or thoughts.
Derek?
Well, Notebook LM, I don't know if y'all use that very often. I thought that was pretty cool. One of the things that it does, like you can upload your CCRs into that and just send it up there to Notebook LM and then say, can I put a rental home in this property? How high can my fence be or whatever? Boom, and it spits it right back to you immediately. It tells you what page it's on, page 93, blah, blah, blah. So Notebook LM, and it does actually shit ton. I mean, Notebook LM is really powerful. I just uploaded last night
You can download?
Huh?
It's an app?
Yeah,
that you
it's
can
an app.
download?
You download Notebook LM. And like I was on Inman and there was this article about, hey, how can you be the referred agent on AI? And it had like 7 things you need to do to get yourself, be consistent, blah, blah, blah. You guys probably know that, but you throw it all in there. And I hit audio and it did a podcast for like a 20-minute podcast, which it's so cool. It's like 2 people talking to each other, like how to do this. And I don't know, Notebook LM is really fit, but the CCR is just the easiest thing for a quick down and dirty.
So I do a lot of virtual staging and I was using Brock's Brownie and I was finding that it was just taking forever because they wouldn't release the furniture I wanted or the colors that I wanted or the art that I wanted. And so I use Gemini for all my virtual staging. And it's been great and it's free, which is amazing. So I've saved a lot of money and I'm able to do multiple rooms and have it look exactly the way I want it to look. And I think it looks better than Box Brownie. And then I'm like Dana, I'm an emotional writer and if I'm pissed, I'm going to write it down. It's going to make me feel better. And I'm going to tuck it into Gemini and be like, make this sound much nicer for this audience. And it does. And I'm like, that's so much better. Send. So I need to use AI more, but those are the 2 ways I use it right now.
Real quick on that Gemini image deal, when you're working with buyers, if you guys work with buyers and it's really cool to walk around the house, say, hey, I want white cabinets in this house, take the picture, or I want my modern furniture, take a picture. It removes everything. It puts the new furniture in 2 seconds. So I think working on the buy side using Gemini image editor,
And
so cool.
And with your
So cool.
investors, I just used it this week. I wanted my investor to paint his shutters black and he did not want to. He painted his door green and his shutters were red. And I'm like, this looks disgusting. You need to do black shutters. And he was totally in disagreement. I tucked it into Gemini and I'm like, this is what it's going to look like. He's like, done.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
And I will say, one of the things with AI too, of just that they talked about of, if you're giving generalized information to AI, all of its content will be generalized. So it's this, you need to be specific, you need to be intentional of just saying, hey, and if you're kind of confused, it's going to be confusing information. So like, honestly, one of the features is like, you can hit the little audio button, like the microphone, you can have a conversation saying, hey, I want to talk about how I do business, or I want to talk about how I relate with people, and take like 10-15 minutes, have that conversation and tell it about who you are and who your business is. Then it's able to put more specific information towards what you're going to spit out, because of saying, hey, if you just went to it right now, like all of us would get different responses to the same question, and it's based on the information that you put into it. So take that time, that's right, essentially bond with your chat, whatever that is, be it Gemini or ChatGPT. You need to invest time into it, just like anything else, so you can get a good output from it.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've been using AI for many years and what I previously did, and I will tell you, if you built up over a long time something with like ChatGPT and you want to go to Gemini, go to your ChatGPT and say, build me a prompt for Gemini that would do this for my business. It will absolutely write it for you, and you can put it into Gemini. It saves you some time, that makes it a lot faster for you.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
I'll add one thing that's kind of changed my life since I heard this. Talking about personalizing and giving it the information is at the very end, after you put a question or whatever in, is to say, is there anything else that you need to know to accomplish this project?
Yeah.
And then it comes back and asks you.
It's a great call.
Questions of what to do. Well, you get much better answer.
And also on a personal note, I was saying like, I'll have it do like video scripts, for different ones, but also guys, like my wife has a better fashion sense than I do, and sometimes she is not there when I'm picking my outfit. I have literally taken pictures and saying, hey, does this outfit work? And it will tell me why. And so I've just said, like, down to like the shoes or other things like that. So I've just know that is another fun little option out there too, for those of us that don't like picking their outfits.
This week, are you changing clothes?
Time is
Just yeah. So I cannot ask it yet if this outfit smells. So I'm looking for that technology just to make sure. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a request. Is there any way that our office can maybe do a training on Gemini?
Sure. Yeah, I'm actually posting also how you get your free Gemini account right now, but sure.
And there is one seat in James's car for Ohio tomorrow so that you can learn that, even then. And lots of people will take good notes.
I second that.
Yeah.
And one thing to keep in mind, I get asked a lot by people in the industry and outside the industry. They're wondering, they're saying, is AI going to make our jobs obsolete? My answer is, I don't have the foggiest. But I do know that as AI takes over more, if we're not using it and we don't know it, it will put us out of business. So is it going to take over completely? I don't know, but we're going to have to use it as long as we can to make sure it doesn't.
And they said, if you use AI to replace you, AI will replace you. And then plays real quiet. If you use AI to replace you, AI will replace you. It's not to replace us, it's to enhance us. It's to multiply us. It's to leverage, right? And that's what we got to remember. So if you just do scripts, and it's because I was doing 11 labs because I didn't really want to get on camera. So I do 11 labs. I get my voice. I do a script like ChatGPT, and then I upload it and like, good, I don't have to do anything. Well, that's not my authentic self. It's not who I am. And it's not what it's about, right? So.
Yeah, we constantly, we got to use what we have to battle our competition, and the competition doesn't have us. So that's what you got to use. One last question for everybody again, not necessarily AI or social media related, but what are you guys telling your buyers and sellers right now? As we see the market, the listings are creeping up, but it's still not where we'd like it to be. Buyers are still on the fence because of rates, because of bombs being dropped all over the world. Whatever's happening out there, people are using it to not buy, not sell. What are you guys saying to get people?
Let's start with Megan. Don't start with Megan. Okay, we're going to start with Derek.
I mean, right now there was in the vision speech talking about home appreciation, depreciation, all that. You go back to 1990, so 36 years, the market's gone up every single year, except for 4 years. And that was between 2006 and 2011. So that was Great Depression, or whatever you call it. That one period was the only time it's ever gone down. So literally, I mean, it's a great investment. And every single house you ever have bought in your life, if you've ever bought houses, and you sold them, you always say, damn, I wish I didn't sell it. Every single house. So in the story, everything else, it's a good investment no matter when. And if you bought a house at the peak, whatever it was, like in 2006, 7, 8, or 7, and then it crashed, was the worst ever, and you bought a house, then you'd be thrilled right now that you owned it.
That's right. And piggybacking on that, there's no 10-year period of time in the United States where you did not make money on real estate. So if you buy it for a 1-year plan or a 3-year plan, it's probably the wrong game because you may not win. But if it's a 10-year plan or longer, every time in history, you would have won. Yeah. Who's next? Buyer, seller? Megan.
So consumers don't want it until they need it. And there's always a need, especially when you make yourself easy, accessible, and a smart choice. And so just making sure that people understand that you're not there to pressure them into doing anything. You're there when they need you. So just that constant accessibility, and you're the mayor of your town. You know more than they know. And so if you believe it and you can sell that to them and make them understand that that long-term investment is a smart one, I think you always have a foot in the door.
And I know we're running over a little bit, so I apologize, but this is an important question. So I want to get the last three to answer this one as well. If everybody can give me a couple more minutes. Sean.
I'm a terrible salesperson. I just talk about the market. I just give them market stats. I feel like my job is to try to get as many leads as I possibly can. And the people that will buy, and the people that will sell. And the people that are on the fence will kind of decide that for themselves. So I just try to get as many leads as I can. That's honestly my answer.
Listings, leads, and leverage.
Yeah. Well, and I think even too intentionally working towards lowering our cognitive load, saying so just meaning we know our industry and we know the different words, we know what appraisal means, inspections and different things. They talked a lot about making the complex simple. When you're doing, your videos and other things, simplicity builds trust. So just when you're making content, make sure that you're not, doing it to sound smart. Do it so that you can build trust with your clients. So when that time comes, you are able to help them in the best way. So just keeping it simple.
They need to know, like, and trust you. So you got to build the trust. Dana, you want to close this out?
Yeah, so I'm meeting with a potential seller today and I just sold, or we're under contract with a house around the corner. So I've got, and it appraised, so I've got real data. So I like to go in with data. What if homes of similar size, year built, sold for in your community? We all do that. But I tell my sellers, it's gotta be high and tight. Like, you know, if there's chipping paint, if there's raggedy old landscaping, if the carpets need cleaned or potentially replaced, like you want that buyer to come in and be like, ha, this is it. This is the one. We can't have dirty cobwebs in the ceilings. And so I come in, I recommend a deep cleaner if they haven't done it. I recommend some fresh paint. And I even go so far as, you know, I don't want to do you a disservice and get this on the market prematurely just because you think you want to sell now because it's still a seller's market. So I just try to be very transparent and clear with buyers are still discerning, rates have ticked up a little bit, even though, I tell my buyers rates are great, you're fine. But that they're discerning and that people aren't necessarily having to buy a house right now today. So let's be the one that when they're out looking on a Saturday, they're seeing 5-7 houses, that yours is the one that they remember the most. So that's what I'm telling my sellers. As far as my buyers, I have a lot of buyers right now who are contingent. Either their home is on the market, we haven't listed yet, or they're under contract. And I'm like, you're not the most favorable offer right now. So why don't we not look at the house necessarily that just hit the market today as in Carmel for 610, because they probably have 15 showings the first day and you're not going to come in real strong being contingent. Let's look at those houses that are maybe 15, 20 days on the market. They might be more incentivized to accept your offer at list price or maybe slightly below. Because you do have that contingency. So I think we just have to really educate, kind of slow our clients down a little bit, and then make, collaborative and informed decisions going forward.
I love it. Anybody got any questions for any of these fine people up here?
Thank you, guys.
Go to family reunion if you can. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
If you are still only setting up your buyers on home searches through our MLS, and compares to, are you doing multiple searches for your buyers? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is with the more recent Compass, Redfin, supposedly there are going to be listings on Redfin that are not in the MLS because they don't want days on market and all of that. So I just.
Is everybody familiar with what she's talking about? Is anybody not?
So there's a merger. I've Compass has purchased Anywhere, which is Metro 21, ERA,
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
blah, blah, blah.
Louder, like speak up a little bit.
Come on, come up here.
The Compass, the acquisition that Anywhere, which is ERA, Metro 21, Encore, Better Homes, there's a bunch. Anyways, they already own app properties as well. So their big thing, obviously, they have two things: the private exclusives, which supposedly we can drive over to their office and look at a book of those. And then they just have Compass exclusives. Compass exclusives are typically on the MLS. Okay, their regular listings are just branding it differently, right? But their big thing with Redfin now, so Redfin collaboration, I don't know if they purchased them, I don't know if they're partnering with them or what, but their big thing with that is no days on market, do not accumulate, there's no value estimate like Zillow, and you can't buy the leads that whoever the list, kind of like homes.com, the listing agent is next to the listing, right? And so they can list them there for people to see. Again, you don't see price, and price reductions. So let's say you list them there for 30 days, 60 days, it doesn't sell. then you could jump over and traditionally list it in the MLS and nobody knows that they've been on the market to people who were searching there at least for so many days and they did some price changes. So again, this is all kind of gray area because it's just beginning and I don't know if the DOJ will come in and change things, but I'm thinking if I've got buyers and this has happened where one, was on Redfin, but it didn't push out to them in their MyBoard search. We were able to go see it, but do I do 2 searches so that I'm?
You're saying you said a certain Redfin search.
I did.
register
They
of the- but
they did.
Suggesting possibly
Right.
you do that. Set up a Redfin account.
Yeah, I'm wondering if people are going to do that. I mean, in theory, if you're part of MyBoard and you have a listing contract and you're publicly marketing it, it's supposed to be in the MLS within 1 business day of publicly marketing. But that's not what it's been.
So Jennifer, what search? So you do the MLS search, you do MyBoard, it's gonna go to obviously MLS.
And then you go
But
to
if I have like Brivity, I use my CRM and we can set up searches on our website for our buyers. Are you saying set it up in my website so it goes to Redfin?
Well,
Or how do I have a search set up that only goes to
Go to
Redfin?
Redfin and set up a
So you have to go to Redfin to set up the search.
Yeah, and it's very, very user friendly like Zillow. I mean, most of our consumers go to Zillow. Why? Because it's easy to search, right?
Yeah.
It's easier to search than if someone goes to mine. They get the automatic searches from us, and of course, they always have their searches set up in Zillow as well. And like for the week that our clients didn't get pushed auto searches because mine wasn't working again. I had my buyer say, hey, this didn't come in my search, but I saw it on Zillow. Yep, it's on the market. Let's go see it. So, you look like the village idiot, like you're not the professional. And so I'm just concerned that it's going to be that same thing, is that I'm going to have to do my regular MyBoard search autos.
So you're saying there's a possibility that properties will be out there and available to the consumers that we may not find on MyBoard?
Correct.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. Yeah, this is big news because Zillow and Compass have been fighting each other big time, right?
Yes.
Because Zillow says you're not putting our Compass listings on our website. And now they're like, well, screw you. Fine. We just partnered with Redfin and now we're putting everything on Redfin. So we don't need to put it on. So now you got stuff on here.
And some of that too.
Using the buyer, so to speak, because remember, we all have buyer agency agreements now. Before 2 years ago, you could have lost buyers because they would have found homes on Redfin that were only listed by Compass.
Well,
Century
and
21,
some of those
whatever.
perils are going to be talked to on the vision speech for those who haven't watched it too. Like Gary was addressing a lot of those things on how eventually, if they're not doing disclosures well, there's just
It's gonna be a lawsuit, but
Yeah,
it's still a lawsuit. Now,
Yeah.
we can't control lawsuits, right? They're gonna be sued, because what they're doing is not consumer, whatever, but we can't control that. So like right today, I'm just trying to figure out. First things first, even before I go see a house, 'cause usually I've been thinking, I do my buyer consultation, I don't have them sign the buyer right then and there, I usually set them up on a search and then I make sure that I get my buyer contracts before we actually get in the car and go. Well, now I'm gonna shift that and at my buyer consultation, just like a listing, you get your listing contracts signed before they start talking to their neighbors. Because once they start to talk to their neighbors, then they sell it to the brother, sister, cousin, husband.
And Jennifer, for time for people, like, are you going to be hanging around at lunch, grabbing here?
Yes, yeah. So I
Yeah.
put
Dana
that
has something too.
because you might want to.
I just want to say, so it's up to the seller, right? If you're my agent and you're with Compass and you come to me and you say, I want to put this on a private exclusive, it's not going to go out to the MLS. It's not going to show up on Realtor, Homes, Zillow. Me as a seller, I'd be like, no, thanks.
But we don't know how those people are presenting it to their sellers.
Well,
Sellers
I
aren't
think
savvy
that's a
enough
very-
to understand.
It is
Small
organizations, I've never had one person.
That.
Yeah.
It's not the privates, because these aren't private. These are not I'm not talking about the private ones.
Okay.
They're actually.
So
But they're public. It's just like pre-market. It's just like in pre-market, you can advertise the hell out of it anywhere, everywhere for as long as you want.
you can't show it.
But you're not
Right.
supposed to show it.
You're not,
Well-
so, and it's registered in my board, right? Well, these aren't pre-market houses, but they're not private houses. And I mean, I can't control my board or whatever. I'm just trying to figure out, I'm just sharing with you, make sure that your buyer's contract signed, like first meeting. And then second, I'm just trying to figure out, and this may be like a push. We may, you know, I mean, I know a lot of Keller or Compass agents over there and stuff like that, and they are doing what's best for whatever, and they're doing a tradition around whatever. So this may be a push. There may not see anything, but I just don't want to be in this, and I don't want to have to check the website every day.
Yeah.
So as long as I have a buyer like you, call that Compass agent, but you will be if you buy a house.
Real quick, I know Angela.
But just to clarify, Redfin will have both what's on the
Yes.
MLS and what's.
Correct. So could you just go to Redfin for the search and don't go through my board? Yes, you could, because they will have everything. Supposed search.
So let's
Yeah.
let's go grab some food. And then if we want, we can come back in and continue these conversations.
Yeah. Thank you, panel.
Yeah,
though.
thank you, everybody,
Appreciate
for
you guys.
getting up here.
Killing Gary Keller's speech at one up here.
1 o'clock vision speech right here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.